Hey everyone, this is Alp Acterys here, Managing Director of Architecture and Platforms here at FP Automation. Welcome back to our video series on financial planning and analysis planning within Fabric powered by Acterys. In our last video, we talked all about control from an admin perspective, from a security as well as a status protection, as well as being able to understand and copy over scenarios for what if scenario planning. In this video, we're going to be covering everything revolved around driver-based revenue planning. Now, ultimately, this can be applied to any sort of business scenario depending on what your drivers are. So if you are a construction company focused on projects, you're a government contractor planning various different government projects which require both people as well as material, equipment, and subcontractors. Or, of course, if you're a consumer product goods company looking to do quantity times price planning, Acterys within the Fabric ecosystem, utilizing the matrix visual will allow you to do just that. What we can see right here is that we're currently looking at a planning screen showcasing the ability to be able to do quantity planning right from within the module here. Imagine now for any given scenario that your team is selected on in a given time period for a given organization, you can come in here and adjust your values right from within the model itself. So here, I can easily go ahead and type in a new value, hit save, and within a matter of seconds, I'll ultimately have my changes immediately showcased within the model itself. You can see here that as soon as I make that adjustment, my values begin to change on the bottom table. Not only can we do this at a bottoms up level, but we can also do this at a top down level. So if we want to take into account any sort of seasonality, in this case around quantity planning for, let's say, for example, a consumer product goods company, we can easily not only type in a value, but also utilize different keyboard shortcuts thanks to the Acterys visual itself. So in this case, I actually have the ability to be able to increase this by 20%, let's say. By increasing this value by 20%, we can review on the bottom right here that our values immediately change, showing a revenue impact within seconds. This means your teams can not only be able to centralize planning, but also see real-time updates and what-if scenarios directly within the model, reducing planning times by anywhere from 50 to 70%. In addition to quantity planning, we also have the ability to control drivers. Your team not only has the ability to flex quantity planning at a top-down, bottoms-up level, but also the ability to influence the pricing around these goods. So here, for example, if I'm looking at this particular set of prices, I can go ahead and make increases to them or decreases. Let's say, for example, for the price for 2024, I'm planning to increase this by 20% this year due to inflation. I can easily go ahead and change these numbers. I can do the same thing for each respective value right here. And by saving these results, we can take a look at how this impacts the business within the bottom here. So this ultimately allows us to be able to see our results immediately within the model in place. Let's take a look at a couple other prices on here. We can go ahead and increase these by 20%. We can also add a certain value if we want to use the A function to add 20 to this. And then we can go ahead and also add 100, or we can take away 100 if we wish to do so. The idea is that we have flexibility to be able to change these numbers in real time, and you can see the immediate impact and do scenario comparisons here. In addition to this, we can also update statuses and commentary. So if we wanted to update the status of our model, giving that true centralization that we saw from our previous video for the admins to be able to see where we're at with the process, we can easily do so. So if I know I'm completed with this particular organization for sales planning, I can simply switch this to a completed mode, hit save, and then this would automatically show up for my other team members keeping track of the plan, allowing them to see where exactly I'm at with the plan with any commentary. We can also add comments here as well if we want to keep track of any sort of comments. You can see that we can auto-populate certain scenario, month, and entity associations for our comment, and then add additional comments and tag them to a particular GL account. So if we know that we are affecting, for example, product revenue, let's say, we can easily make a comment that pricing increases will take place this year upwards of 20%. That way we not only capture quantitative changes, but also qualitative changes within the model here. These are all values that are possible to be able to edit directly within the model, giving you real-time updates. What this means is your team has the ability to see impacts of price and cost changes and how that immediately affects your profitability of the business, leading to cash flow outputs, which ultimately allow you to understand the inflows and the outflows of the business, allowing you to make the right financial decisions as to what you should be doing for the given year and the given years coming. We also have the ability to influence reporting. Imagine now your team has the ability to be able to flex this data in a way that they want to see the data and information. So maybe, for example, I want to be able to look at a product view with a drill down to country. I can drill down and immediately see where the revenue is being driven from a country perspective on here. Maybe I want to look at this from a P&L standpoint and look at the accounts with a drill down into the actual products. I can easily do so. This is really called flexible reporting here. Your team has the ability to run an ad hoc analysis report, change the view, and see how that view looks like in different slices. This gives your team true self-service capability, all from within the same planning screen here. So with the combination of Microsoft Fabric powered by Acterys, you have the ability to reduce planning times, see immediate impact of revenue and cost changes, and see how that affects your gross profits, leading to indications of what net profits and cash flow will look like for the organization, leading you to make the right decisions as a leader as to how you should be structuring your pricing as well as your demand, and also comparing that to your actuals at a detailed level to see truly where various different drivers are coming from in terms of the business increasing or decreasing. So I hope you enjoyed this session. In our next session, we'll be covering other aspects of the profit and loss statement. We'll be going to workforce planning next. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you, and this is Alp signing out.